Magical healing leaves the body pristine, without a scratch or a scar. However, having received so much healing over your adventures, you're beginning to realize that the body it's giving you is not your original. 7. 8. There, that's all of them. Borlum drew his blade from the chest of the orc he just stabbed. He gave his party a nod, signaling that the looting may begin. Just as he turned to check the orc's pockets, the creature lunged up, slashing at him. Yarlum the ranger reacted quickly, loosing an arrow into the monster's head, felling it for good. Borlum, however, clutched at his face, roaring in pain. A hooded figure who had kept to the background immediately rushed towards him. Gwenold, the party's healer. She chanted an ancient spell, keeping her hands on Borlum's eyes. Slowly but surely, the pain faded and the leader of the party stood good as new, his eyesight restored with not a single mark. Still panting from the shock, he patted Gwenold on the back before going back to looking for something of value. As he picked out a shiny piece of armor from the fallen foes, Borlum caught sight of his own reflection on a chest plate. Wait. Has his right eye always been brown? He could have sworn it was black. Ah well, it was probably the evening sun or the polish. Or maybe he had just misremembered, the last time he looked into a true mirror was years ago after all. Nearby but out of sight, Gwenold sat by a lake. Making sure no one was around, she removed her hood, glancing at her reflection in the still waters. One brown eye stared back at her, and it saw another that was white, scarred and unseeing. Rolling back her sleeves, she took note of the new wounds that had appeared on her arms. One from healing Yarlum's bite wound from an orc hound, and another from when Falagar took an arrow to his elbow. A sudden voice startled her, and she shook her sleeves to full length and hastily pulled on her hood, covering hundreds of little white scars, and a few large ones. Gwen. We're done here, but in his greed Falagar twisted his ankle, that dumb oaf. Could you be troubled for a spell? How much longer she could keep this up, she did not know. But what Gwenold knew was that she was the healer, and by the gods she would keep healing until her final breath.